Let's go. More absolute beef in this one. Grill that slab and check out this breakdown. Askar Askarov, 14-1-1, taking on our boy, the Raw Dog, Brandon Royval, who you never know what you're going to get with Brandon Royval because he's a guy who is just so well rounded everywhere. I mean, he's 14-6 overall on a nice little win streak, but even those fights where he lost, like he was very close to winning, or there was some maybe a little bit of controversy associated with it. And Raw Dog is just a clear UFC talent, and so is Askar Askarov. So can't wait to see how this plays out because we know Askarov is just an absolute takedown monster. I mean, he only has that lone blemish on his career was when he lost most recently to Kai Kara France, and that was a close fight. A lot of people thought Askar did enough to win that one, and besides that split draw versus Brandon Moreno, he's beat everyone else, and he's a takedown decision machine. I mean, he's a little slow on the feet. Like, I'm curious to get your thoughts, but I think Royval has a decided stand-up advantage in this one for sure. And then also to touch on Royval, I mean, this is a guy who has some slick submissions from the ground. I mean, the submission finishes that he was able to get over Tim Elliott, over Matt Schnell most recently, and then also against Kai Kara France, who he rocked and then ultimately got in that absolutely beautiful submission. I mean, the dude is well-rounded, but he's got pretty bad takedown defense. Like, if we remember, Pantoja took him down at will. Tim Elliott took him down at will. Bontarine almost got like double-digit takedowns, and in a lot of those fights, Royval was still able to win, but he was taken down. So what are your thoughts on how Askarov's takedown efficiency is going to play out versus the deficient takedown defense of Royval? But do you think that it's going to be enough to get the victory, or does Royval get taken down perhaps, but still get the victory? Who are you taking?
Yeah, this is such a fun fight because Royval, like you said, he's so well diverse in all aspects from the grappling. I would say more so jujitsu. I wouldn't say he's a strong wrestler, right? Like as you said, he doesn't have the best wrestling takedown defense. Askar is a heavy wrestler, kind of a one-trick pony. His gas tank
Mhm.
can be a little sus. It does seem like when he fought Kai Kar that he started to fade a good amount near the end, and then Kai Kar kind of just put a clinic on after the second round for that third round. And as we know, MMA math doesn't work, but Rory Val smoked Kaikar after almost being sent to the Shadow Realm, came back, dropped him, and then got the nice submission. So if that's what happened to Kaikar and Kaikar beat Askar, he should be Askar as a lock. But I love the odds. I love the 2-1 dog. I mean, you gotta love to see these things because Royval can absolutely get this done. He can knock out Askar first round. As we saw, Askar can get wobbled. Kaikar did it many times throughout their fight, and Royval is definitely known to drop people and get them wobbling and get the nice submission or whatever way to get them out. Um, Royval's recent loss, Brandon Moreno, and Alexander Pangero, and dude, no shame in that. Both those guys are insane, and they've been just looking insane. I mean, they only lose the Figgy basically, you know. So I think Royval's been really leveling up. And I don't know. I just after seeing that last performance of Askar, it just didn't tickle my pickle to where I can pick him, especially as a 2-1 favor. I gotta lean Royval. Those odds are juicy, and I actually think that Royval could dominate this whole thing because even let's say Askar gets a takedown. Royval does not stop. He's working submissions. He's fighting from the bottom. He's kind of like peak Tony Ferguson in my opinion, where he's always working, and no matter if you're trying to smother him, he's just gonna beat the crap out of you from the bottom if that's what you want, and he'll get that submission or he'll get that KO later. So this is gonna be a very fun fight. I don't see only way Askar is going to win is if somehow he can sniff crotch for 3 rounds and not take too much damage. But I just don't see it. Royval's like a wiggly worm, and he's just going to wiggle his way to victory.
Yeah, great stuff. I think a flyweight Ferguson is a very great comparison. Peak flyweight Ferguson for sure. And if we look over at Tapology, again, Askarov a minus 240 favorite, Royval plus 200. Tapology singing a similar song. 75% is rolling with Askar, majority beige, rolling with that decision, and 25% is rolling with Raw Dog. Majority is Copper, but you said maybe he cracks him on the feet. I don't think that'd be the craziest thing in the world either, because Royval can absolutely crack. And then once he's a shark, right? And once he smells that blood in the water, he's going straight for your neck, and it's gonna be either lights out or you're unable to breathe via his suffocation because Royval is a true finisher, always out there trying to make a statement, spit some hot fire on the mic afterwards, and really entertain the crowd for sure. So I like the idea at plus 200. Very great value, right? He's got the height and reach advantage. They're both 30 years old. Do you draw any parallels between these odds and this fight with Mackenzie Dern and Yan Xiaonan last week? I mean, we both picked Yan, same thing, about plus 200, 2-1. Seen any parallels with this fight?
No, 100%. I feel like this is the exact same scenario when it comes to picks slash betting. Is both these guys are killers, just like Jan and Dern. Dern probably could get a submission, wouldn't be surprising. But I think her opponent, as a 2-1 dog, definitely has what it takes to win to get that upset. Same thing here. Askar could absolutely sniff crotch for 3 rounds, and it could be a smother session. Wouldn't surprise me. But I think Royval is too good and good enough and has fought good enough fighters to let a one-trick pony like Askar to dominate him. So I think this is another juicy value dog pick, and I love picking raw dog for this one.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm rolling raw dog at that plus 200 dog. I mean, I think that if Askarov gets this done, that's not the craziest thing in the world. Askar Askarov, he might be a one-trick pony, but he is a dominant stallion with that one trick. So if he's able to sort of use that skill set over Royval, maybe just keep that top pressure, because again, we know that Royval will succumb to takedowns. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out on the ground. Like, is Askar going to be able to smother him, or is Royval going to be slick enough to move out of it? That's the question for sure. But I'm with you. Gonna go Royval. Maybe even decision though. Like, perhaps it's possible that he grinds this thing out across 15. But yeah, do you think it's a Royval finish?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a Royval finish, or it could be even a split, but I really like Royval by finish. I'm going to like those odds. I'm definitely picking Royval just on the money line, but also I'm looking for those props. Those should be extra juicy. But yeah, I really just like it in this one a lot.
Good stuff. Yeah, we're both going Royval. Let us know in the comments down low. Are you taking the raw dog as well, or does Askar Askarov get that 15th win, reinsert himself in those top 3 conversations, and perhaps get a looming title shot next? Let us know your thoughts.